Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're the show where we take a whole stack of sources, could be articles, research notes, you name it, and we really boil it down to the key takeaways, giving you that shortcut to being genuinely informed.
Yep, cutting through the noise.
Exactly. So today we're going to unpack Azasend. It's a mobile app for currency exchange. We've really dug into an app review and some interesting bits from a source called Azasend, trading digital and traditional currencies without limits. It was originally in Arabic, quite insightful.
Okay.
So our mission here is to figure out, what is Azasend? What are its main features? How's the security look? What's the user experience like? And, well, what's the overall vibe? Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah, and I think what's really fascinating here, stepping back a bit, is how a platform like this tries to bridge the gap.
Right.
You got traditional finance on one side, and then this, super fast-moving world of crypto on the other.
And Azasend is sitting right in the middle.
Especially for global users, maybe in places where the old systems aren't quite keeping up. It's a classic example of new tech potentially leapfrogging the old stuff.
I totally see that. Okay, so let's start with the basics then. The Azasend ecosystem. What's its core function based on our deep dive?
Well, at its heart, it seems built for managing digital assets pretty smoothly. It lets users buy, sell, convert crypto.
The big ones.
Yeah, exactly. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and also USDT, that's Tether.
Ah, the stable coin.
Right, pegged to the US dollar, which is, really important for stability when you're dealing with crypto volatility. Makes things like international payments more predictable.
Good point. And it's not just crypto, is it? Our sources mention fiat currencies too, like regular money.
Definitely. It handles fiat to fiat and, crucially, crypto to fiat.
Okay, so what does that mean practically for someone using the app?
Well, the big thing is cross-border payments, sending money internationally.
Yeah.
Azeno specifically supports converting to major fiat currencies. We saw USD, Euro, but also Nigerian Naira.
NGN, right.
And Vietnamese Dong, VND.
Oh.
And the key part is it allows direct transfers to bank accounts.
Oh, okay. So you can actually get the money out easily.
Exactly. That link to traditional banking, it's vital for making it useful in the real world. Lets you move between digital money and, well, regular money without a lot of hassle.
That flexibility sounds key. And to make those moves easier, the sources mentioned lots of payment methods.
Yeah, quite a few. Standard stuff like card payments, but also Apple Pay, Google Pay, and major bank transfers too, for both putting money in and taking it out. Seems they're trying to make it pretty accessible.
So widening the net, basically.
Precisely. And that accessibility ties into their global reach. They talk about enabling assets globally, but our sources suggest a real focus.
Where specifically?
On Africa and Asia. Seems like they're targeting those high remittance corridors, where people send a lot of money back home.
Makes sense.
It points to a strategy, right?
Yeah.
Tackling areas where traditional cross-border payments can be slow or pretty expensive, giving users more financial freedom.
Okay, now here's something that caught my eye in the sources Azasend Power. AZA.
Ah, yes, AZA.
It sounds like more than just standard loyalty points. It's described as a utility digital asset, earned through activity.
That's right. And you can use it for things like transaction fees, but also profit sharing and unlocking special perks.
Okay, hold on. Profit sharing. That sounds interesting. Can you unpack that a bit? What does that likely mean in practice?
Well, this is where you see maybe a longer-term vision. The sources didn't spell out the exact mechanics. It could be like a periodic payout or maybe just lower fees that feel like you're sharing in the platform's savings.
I see.
But the core idea, the strategic insight, is about creating this self-sustaining ecosystem. Your activity generates value, AZA, which you can then use within the system. It's meant to really hook users in for the long haul.
So it's about incentivizing loyalty differently.
Yeah, deeper engagement, letting active users feel like they have a real stake in the platform's success beyond just being a customer.
That is a clever approach. And sticking with incentives, there was also mention of a lifetime referral program.
Yep. Users can earn commissions from the trades made by people they refer. Another way to build that community and encourage growth.
Okay, so lots going on under the hood. What about the app itself, the interface? Our sources mention updates, but also some user feedback.
Right. There seems to be a push to improve the look and feel, aesthetics, usability. But yeah, some user comments suggested it can still be a bit
confusing.
Puzzling was the word used in one review. Or hard to figure out how to use certain services, which I mean, isn't totally surprising for an app trying to juggle complex financial stuff.
True.
But it does show that balancing power with ease of use is, an ongoing challenge for them.
And with that complexity, I imagine customer support is pretty critical.
Absolutely. And they emphasize 204/7 support. For an app dealing with money, especially across borders, knowing you can get help anytime with transactions or security worries, that's a big deal for user comfort.
Definitely. Okay, let's shift gears slightly, because with any platform like this, handling crypto, moving money globally, trust is everything.
Foundational.
So how robust does Azasend's security look based on our deep dive? And what about its legitimacy?
Well, security seems to be a major focus, as it should be. They talk about a multi-layered approach. You've got the basics like PIN codes, two-factor authentication, 2FA, biometrics fingerprint or Face ID for login. Then behind the scenes, strong encryption for data when it's moving, firewalls, systems to detect intrusions.
Standard best practices, then.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And importantly, the sources mentioned regular security audits. That's key for catching vulnerabilities and just maintaining trust.
Okay, so the tech side sounds solid. What about the regulatory side, compliance?
That's crucial too. Azasend states they adhere to relevant financial regulations. That includes AML, anti-money laundering,
Right.
and KYC, know your customer.
Can you briefly explain what those mean?
Sure. AML is about tracking transactions to spot and prevent illegal stuff, like money laundering. KYC is about verifying a user's identity, making sure people are who they say they are.
Got it. So preventing fraud and illicit use.
Exactly. These aren't just hoops to jump through. They're essential for operating legally, building trust with users and banks, and just ensuring the platform is sustainable long term.
And this focus on security and trust, does it seem to resonate with users? What did the ratings and comments suggest?
Generally, yeah, quite positive. The app scores highly, like 4.8 out of 5 on Google Play, almost 4.9 on the App Store. That's pretty strong.
Wow, okay.
And the positive comments often mention things like smooth transactions, low costs, good customer support, which lines up with what Azasend says it aims for.
Any downsides to mention?
The main thing that popped up occasionally was network issues.
Yeah.
Temporary glitches or slowdowns, which, again, isn't that unusual for platforms processing lots of real-time financial data, but still something users notice.
Fair enough. And we also saw mention of a partnership with Remitano.
Yes. That seemed like a strategic move specifically to boost their international money transfer services,
For who, mainly?
particularly highlighted for Nigerian users. And to kick it off, they apparently have promotions like 0% transaction fees for a while.
Oh, that's a strong incentive.
Definitely a way to attract users looking for cheaper ways to send money internationally.
Okay, let's tackle the big question for any financial service. Fees and limits. Azasend talks a big game, very low cost, transparent pricing, no hidden charges.
Right. The marketing language is clear.
But how much actual detail did our sources provide on the specifics?
And this is really important for you, the listener, to understand. While they promote low costs, the specific numbers, the exact fee structure, the transaction limits, those weren't fully detailed in the materials we reviewed. Not beyond that Remitano promo period, anyway. And crucially, we saw some mentions of limits for a platform called Bitpanda in related searches.
Completely different company.
Totally different. Those limits absolutely do not apply to Azasend. So, the best advice, if you need to know the exact fees or limits for your transaction.
Check the app itself.
Exactly. Check the Azasend app directly or their official website.
Yeah.
That's always going to be the most up-to-date, reliable source.
Good clarification. And one final point of potential confusion, that they have the name Azasend Essay.
Right.
Our sources suggest that Azasend Essay seems to be the name of the developer, the company behind the app.
Yeah, not like a separate product or anything.
So when we say Azasend, we're talking about the mobile app made by Azasend SM.
Correct.
Okay, so let's try and wrap this up. Bringing it all together, our deep dive suggests Azasend positions itself as, a legitimate and secure option for swapping crypto and regular currencies. Big emphasis on being easy to use, connecting globally, especially targeting users in Africa and Asia, and having customer support ready.
And the user reviews seem to back that up, mostly.
Yeah, largely positive feedback, despite maybe some minor tech hiccups here and there, like those network issues.
And if you look at the bigger picture, Azasend is a really good example of this trend we're seeing.
Which is
Financial platforms actively trying to connect the old world of banking with the new world of crypto, especially in places where sending money across borders is still, kind of a pain.
slow and expensive sometimes.
Exactly. So it's fintech directly tackling those market inefficiencies, trying to make things smoother and cheaper.
So what does this all mean for you listening? As you're navigating this constantly changing world of digital finance and global money transfers, it's worth thinking about how platforms like Azasend are changing the game, changing access and efficiency.
Hmm.
And maybe this raises a bigger question for you to chew on. How is this balance going to keep evolving? The balance between reaching users globally, tailoring the experience locally, and keeping up with all the rules and regulations, especially for anyone looking for truly seamless ways to move money across borders. How will that shape the future of financial tech?